Good afternoon, Black and Married with Kids. I am so excited to be with you guys tonight on an amazing another Takeover Monday. So I'm so happy to be with you guys, and I'm so glad to share this topic and some insight with you guys. So as you're logging on, as you know, always, I want you to comment below your city and state, where you're from, because I want to know who I'm talking to tonight, especially for this topic, okay? If this is your first time joining me while I'm waiting for you guys to comment below your city and state, my name is Ariel. I'm the co-owner of Dunamis Women Enterprise, where my mom and I guide women of faith on how to heal within their soul, transform their life and relationships, and ignite their power through prayer, so that they can ignite the power of God. And so I want to thank Lamar and Ronnie for having me on here for another Takeover Monday. You guys always see us here every week, but I love coming on here and sharing some insight and topics with you guys. So what I want you to do is comment below your city and state, where you're from, so I know that you can see this, that you're watching this, because we always have a good time in the comment section. We always engage heavily in the comment section. So I want to make sure that you guys can comment and I can see where your city and state is from. But I wanted to come and talk to you guys about this topic before I get into it, because it's a serious question. And I posted the question and the topic of, ladies, right? Can God trust the man that he has for you? Can he trust you with the man that he has for you? This is a serious question that I posted on my Instagram last week, and I always talk about this in my conversations with, sometimes on live or with my mom, but I really always ask someone if God, especially my single ladies, was to send you the man that he had for you tomorrow, could he trust you? All right? My ones that are married on here, can God trust you with the man that he has sent in your life? I think oftentimes what made me come up with this question and really think about this is because we as women, we get into relationships and we want to be able to trust our spouse. We want to be able to trust the man that we have connected to, that we have given ourselves to, that we have maybe made it a covenant with and have married. And we want that trust. But then oftentimes in this generation, especially in this day and age, we have lost sight of us as women, that God is also looking at who we are. Hi, Carlene from Maryland. Hi, someone else, they said they were from Maryland. Thank you guys for commenting below your city and state. But I want to know if you feel this, all right? Because I feel like right now, am I going to be an advocate for men in this live? Maybe, maybe not, all right? You already have your discretion of what you feel. But I feel like we put so much pressure on men in this day today, all right, where we're in this season of movements, that as women, we're not taking the time to look deep within ourselves and asking ourselves, are we women that God can trust with the man that he has put in our life? I really want you guys to ask yourself that question, because so many times I see women pointing the finger and putting so much pressure on men that it's time to take a step back and truly look at who we are as women. So whether you're married or not, I want to know if you're married, comment below. If you're married, if you're single, comment below. I'm single, because I want to know who I'm talking to, because this is the topic that everyone can hear from, and I got so many likes on this and I felt bad because I did not explain exactly what I was talking about. So before I get into this, comment below if you're married or single so I know I'm talking to, and if you haven't shared this, I want you to share this on your page. But here's a question. Ladies, can I trust you with the man that I have for you? This is God, okay? What does this mean? If God were to send the man that he had for you today, if he has already sent that man, are you a woman that God can trust with his son? All right? This is something you need to critically, all women, think about. Hey, from ATL, how are you guys? Hi, James. And please stay on this till the end because I have an amazing gift for you guys, okay? All right, Peaches, you're single. Could he trust you? Could he trust you? Can he trust you with the man that he has sent to you or that he is going to send to you? What does this mean, right? One, can God trust that you can truly receive this man and all of who he is? Can he trust that you are not going to try to change him to fit your perfect model of what you see, but can you truly receive his heart? Men are out here in this day and age, and I'm speaking on behalf of men, are out here wondering, what woman can I trust? Oftentimes as women, we like to say, is there a man that we can trust? But men are really in a state of saying, is there a woman that I can trust? A woman that wants me more from just my money. A woman that doesn't want me just for my job. A woman that doesn't just want me because of my good sex. But is there a woman that I can truly trust with my heart? Is there a woman that I can truly trust to receive me in my inadequacies, receive me in my insecurities? See, oftentimes we expect men to not have any flaws, but truthfully, they have some things that are going on with them too. They struggle with lack of confidence in some areas, right? This is not all men, but there are men who are imperfect because all of us are imperfect. You are never going to find a perfect man. And so when God sends his son in your life, or if he has already sent his son, who is your husband, for some of you all who say you're married, can he trust that you will truly receive this man and who he is? Not where you want him to be right now, not where you envision him to be, not what you expect him to be, but can you receive him for where he is right now in this moment? Because at the end of the day, ladies, God already knew what this man was going to have. That he already knew his issues. He already knew where he was going to be in this season of his day, this time of his life. He already knew what he was going to have tangibly, his money, his job, his state of where he is. God already knew exactly where this man was going to be at this designated point in time. Just like he knows where you were going to be. But can he find a woman who's going to receive this man, receive his son where he is at this? So important for us ladies to take a step back and really evaluate ourselves. Because oftentimes what happens, ladies, is that we put ourselves on a pedestal like unto God. So we replace God and we now start trying to be a man's God to create him and mold him into what he needs to be. But if God were to send this man, no matter what state he's in, if he's the one that he has for you, would you be ready to receive him? I ask my single ladies all the time. I ask my peers this all the time. Who said that there's going to be a perfect man that has this list to where you need, to what you expect for him to be? Could you receive him, right? And so some people are saying so true, right? Because this is. So this is a question I want you to ask yourself. Because God is saying, can I trust you? Can I trust you enough that if you love me so much, that you will love my son and all of his inadequacies? Now, I'm not talking about, ladies, being disrespected by men. Let's be very clear what I'm saying tonight, okay? I'm not saying to stay in a relationship where you're being abused, where you're being misused, where you're being broken, where you're being constantly betrayed. I'm just asking you to learn how to position your heart, to open up and to receive man for wherever he is at this moment of his life. Okay, this is so important for you guys, no matter what this man is. And for my single ladies who don't have this man in this picture, don't paint a picture. All right, just be ready to receive him wherever he is at that moment. So the second thing that God wants to see, and that ladies we need to position ourselves for, is can you regard this man? Not only receive him in your life, but can you reverence him and respect him for his mind, for his visions, for his things that he has obtained? Can you respect his finances? Can you respect his children if he has a children? Can you respect his path that he set for his life? If he wants to be a provisionary or provide for you as a family, can you regard what God has put down on the inside of him? Because there's so many times that men have strong visions, men have strong things that they want to do that they know God told them to do. And we as women sometimes just tear it down because we can't see the bigger vision. If he was to come with money that you wanted, could you actually regard and respect his finances and not spend it as if you earned it? I'm just being honest. Men work hard for their finances. Men work hard for their money. Can he find a woman who's going to be able to help him build upon his finances, be able to protect that so that your legacy, your children can be able to have something that they can leave and that they can hold on to? Or are you just going to be selfish and say, oh, I want my little Gucci bag, or I want my little trips, or I want my fancy things? Are you going to spend all of his money? Right? Can you regard him? There's some men that have businesses down on the inside of him, and sometimes women, because we can't see it, we automatically just tear it down. But just like you have something that's boiling on the inside of you that needs to come out, guess what? Men have that same thing. But you know what men can't do? They can't birth it. They need a woman to help them birth it. They need a woman to help it come to life. They need a woman to help see the vision behind what they see. They need a woman to be their counterpart and their helpmeet. And so God wants to know, can I trust you? Can I trust that when he opens up his mind, the things that I downloaded into him, when he opens up his mouth and he says these things to you, that you're going to actually regard it and respect it? Can he trust you for that? And this is so important that we got to consider, because no matter where this man is, I have so many friends that come to me, you guys, and I'm single for some of you all who may be wondering, who come to me, and you know, the individual that they're with does not respect their vision. They don't. They just want them to go do something to be impressive for them. And I've met many of men that were like this, right? Because if they don't have this list met, if they don't have these criteria met, then that means that that man isn't good enough for them. But God is not pleased with how we're really diminishing his sons, diminishing their value, because we got so puffed up and so prideful. This may be a little ouch for some of you all tonight, but this is so serious. So the first thing, like I said, is, can you receive him? Comment that down below, receive. Because as women, we got to be able to receive men for where they are, because God already knew where they were going to be before we even met them. And oftentimes we expect them to be somewhere, when sometimes if you are an amazing woman, if you are a powerful woman, if you are a Dunamis woman, like we say at our enterprise, they need you. Some of them not going to come with all of it put together, because that's why you have the substance. That's why you have something that they need. If they were meant to do it all by themselves, they wouldn't need women, right? So receive. The second thing, comment below, is regard. Can you regard his finances? Can you regard his vision? Can you regard his children? Can you regard his mind and his body? Can you regard him? Can you respect him? Can you reverence him? All right? That's showing true admiration for who he is. You know, sometimes so many men say certain things, or they do certain things, and we're so quick to roll our eyes behind their back, or to be like, oh my God, this is why he can't get it together. You know, that's not regarding our men. Because they do the same thing to us, right? We don't always have it together. So this is why it's so important, all right? So if you're just now joining, I want to just break down the topic before I get to the third thing. But the question today is, ladies, if God were to send the man that he has for you, could he trust you? If he has already sent the man that he has for you, can he trust you in this state, in this age, all right? So thank you, Lamar and Ronnie, for having me on here. And I'm so glad that you guys are getting something out of this. If you're getting something out of it, comment below, I'm getting it, okay? I just want to make sure that you guys are with me, because some women get offended by these things, but it's so true. And if we want to have prosperous relationships, if we want to have prosperous marriages, if we want to have prosperous future and amazing legacy and children, we got to start getting some things together, you guys. We can't keep pointing the finger anymore, but we got to start looking at all dynamics of relationships, especially us as women, because we have gotten in a movement in a time where it's so easy for us to get whatever we need to get as women, but we're starting to be a little bit too prideful. I'm just being honest with y'all. So if we want relationships to work, then that means both of us got work to do. Okay? So, okay, I see you guys say you're getting it. You're getting it. I'm glad that you guys are getting it, all right? The last thing that I want to share with you guys, because this is just really just some thought-provoking things, all right? The last thing is, if God were to send the man that he has for you, could you, as a woman in this day and age, release him? Can you release him? What does this mean, all right? As you heal as a woman, as you position and posture yourself as a woman, as you continue to govern your heart and govern your soul and govern your mind and govern your emotions, and you build yourself as a woman, could you release the man that he has sent to you? Now, release doesn't mean that you give him to another woman, all right? This is not what I'm talking about. Release means, can you release all the things that he is struggling with in this day and age back unto God? In essence, what this means is, can you pray for him? Can you pray for him in his imperfections? Can you stand with him in his imperfections? Can you know and understanding your mind that God sent him to you? You didn't attract him. You're not that powerful. You're not that beautiful. You're not that gorgeous. Newsflash. I'm sorry. I know it's a lot of y'all on here, but we ain't all the baddest chicks. And even if you were baddest chicks, that does not mean that you obtained this person that God sent in your life. God sent him. It ain't you. It ain't your looks. It ain't everything else about you. God sent him. Which means if God sent his son, and that is his son, can you release his son back unto him? Can you lower your pride and say, you know what, God, he doesn't even belong to me. There was nothing that I can do in my own power to be able to have such an amazing man that you decided to trust me with. Can you release him back to God when he is not where you desire for him to be? Because it is only God that can transform him. It is only God that he can be able to hear from. It's only God that can be able to cultivate him and pour into him even the more when he can't even hear what we have to say as women. So can you release him back to where he belongs? And oftentimes as women, we get so frustrated, we get so irritated that what we do is we release ourselves. And we say, you know what, I'm gone. I can't do this. On to the next one. But guess what? This process doesn't change, y'all. It stays the same. Now, like I said earlier, if you are in a serious, abusive type of situation or relationship, then yes, please have wisdom and know what you need to do. But for my women who are just in relationships, or you're single and you want to position yourself for this amazing man that God is going to send to you, that he has already sent to you, we got to start learning how to position and posture our hearts, that we can release him back to where he necessarily needs to be. And so God sent him in your life because he said, you know what, I want to build you up so much as my daughter that you can be able to send this man back into my presence, that you can be able to pray for this man and put him back into my presence, that you won't be so much in control and try to have everything in control, that you remember that I'm always in control of your relationship, of your situation, of your family, of everything else around you. This is really what God wants from us as women, you guys. And oftentimes we don't like to do this because why? It requires work. It requires critical thinking. It requires us to sit down with ourselves as women and to say, you know what? What do I need to do that's better? What do I need to do that's differently? If you notice, I always get tons of viewers on my Black and Married with Kids, but today it was a little low. Because a lot of women don't like to deal with this stuff, right? But this is so important that we get it right. And what it requires, you all, for those who are still watching, and I said I had something for you what it requires as women is that we have to go through what is called a healing process. Healing is not always just for hurt women. Healing is for women, like I always say, who are humble enough to step back and to say, I'm not in control. That things have happened in my life that are causing me not to be able to receive men. Maybe it's from my father. Maybe it's from my past hurt. Maybe it's from my relationships. But it's causing me to harden my heart to not receive this man that you have for me. Maybe I've been broken and hurt so many times, and now I'm losing my respect and my regard for men, that I'm calling them all out of their names because I don't know how to see them for where you have positioned them to be. Maybe I had some brokenness in this area that I don't even know, God, if I'm praying, can you even hear me? Even for myself, can you hear me? So this requires some healing, because life has hit us as women in so many areas that it caused us to harden our heart. But guess what? Your heart was not created to be hardened. Your heart was created to be healed. And if you are so serious about actually implementing some of this stuff in your life to transform your life and relationships, then guess what I want you to do? I want you to take your healing journey serious. I want you to actually pursue healing for your soul, because this is the only way that you're going to be able to implement some of this stuff anyway. And although I'm 29 years old and I'm single and I've never been married, this is what we do here at Dunamis Women Enterprise. This is what we teach, because the earlier the better. So for y'all who stayed with me to the end, right, I have something special for you guys. If you live in these amazing states, all right, if you live in Texas, if you live in Atlanta, Georgia, all right, Houston, Dallas, or Atlanta, I want you to come out to our Healing for My Soul tour. My mom and I are on tour. We've already hit Hampton, Virginia, Arlington, Virginia, Los Angeles, California. Chicago was this past weekend, and now we're coming to Houston, Dallas, and Atlanta for the last 3 stops. And I want you to meet us in person to actually take your healing journey to the next level if you're watching this, all right? The tickets are on sale. They're only $27, and I want your butt to be in that seat, all right? Because it's so amazing women, some amazing amazing women who really, really, really want to transform their life and relationships through the healing power of God. And this is where you need to be if this is something you want to do, all right? If you don't live in these states, though, here's what I want you to do. Don't wait, okay? We have our Healing for My Soul online video series that you can take action and get today while the tour is going on. The sale is $10 for these courses that you can listen to, you can get the teachings, and it'll start helping you work through some of these things, okay? So the links, I'm going to comment the links below. Can somebody write these down for me, all right? The link to the tour is bit.ly/healing tour 2019. That's bit.ly/healing tour 2019. If you live in Houston, Dallas, or Atlanta, Georgia, I want you to get registered and come on out and meet my mom and I for this tour. It's going to be an awesome power-packed time, all right? bit.ly/healing tour 2019. The link I'm going to comment below. For those who are watching, it's in my bio as well, but I'll comment below that link. Yes, thank you, Kiwana. Thank you so much for posting that. If you don't live in these states and you want the courses, okay, this is the link you need to go to. bit.ly/myhealingcourse. bit.ly/myhealingcourse. Go there and you get access to all the Healing for My Soul courses that will help you with your rejection, betrayal, anger, forgiveness, daddy issues, mom issues. I mean, there's so many topics that are in those series that you guys can take advantage of, all right? So go to that link, bit.ly/myhealingcourse. Thank you, Kiwana. You are such the best tonight. And go get access to these, okay? So I want to thank you guys so much for being on here with me tonight. I thank you guys for allowing me to be able to pour into you for another day. And I want to thank Lamar and Ronnie for having me on here because we have amazing times on Takeover Mondays. And I know this was not an easy topic. Some of you all needed to hear this. If you needed to hear this, comment below, Ariel. I needed it, okay? Because I wanted to make sure that you guys really have something that's going to challenge you all, but challenge you to be the best woman that you can be in your life. So I thank you guys so much for being with me tonight. Please share this on your page so another woman can be able to hear this, and go get access. And if you live in those states, invite friends and come out to the Healing for My Soul tour because I cannot wait to see you all and meet you all and be with you guys, all right? So have a good night, and thank you, Kiwana, so much for commenting that down below, everything on there. Thank you, Letitia. I'm so glad you needed it. I really am, because we need this as women, all right? We don't need any more shallow stuff. All right, Shakila, you said you needed it too. Thank you so much. I'm glad you needed it. Yeah, because it's serious. You guys, this is serious. This is real life. And we got to start taking it serious at some point. So, Peaches, yes, I like your comment too. You need to hear this. Thank you, God. Thank you, ladies, for being with me. And I hope you all get one of those courses or come out to the tour as well, because I would love to see you in person. I know I'm a little tired tonight because I'm still kind of getting my energy back from the tour, but I'm glad I came on here and share with you guys. So have a good night. Thank you, Lamar and Ronnie, for having me on here, and I will see you guys next week, and you'll see my mom right here tomorrow at the same time on Tuesday. Good night, you guys.